Welcome back to the Goodness Margin, the place where we find margin for the good things in life. We are already in week 3 of Reset Your Home in only 4 weeks. And this week, we are taking on our living spaces. These are the main areas of our home. In week 1, we took care of the kitchen and the dining area. Week 2 was our bedrooms. And this is week 3. It's going to be our living spaces. For myself, that's going to be my living room, my stairwell, and we have 2 small rooms in the front of the home. I think what they would be called is the formal living room and formal dining room. We don't use those as those spaces. We have a library and then we have a piano and like a workspace in the other room, but those are our living areas. So these are going to be the rooms that don't fall into those other categories that we did, that are not your bedrooms. These are just your general living zones. So we've divided this into 5 zones. And those are 5 different days. So you can set a timer for 30 minutes and do what you can for each of these zones, or you could decide I'm going to tackle all of this in one day. Divide it up however you would like to do it. If you follow me on Instagram, you can follow along, and each day we'll be doing these different zones together. So of course, zone 1 is always going to be declutter. We're going to look at our surfaces. We're going to look at our storage spaces that are in these living areas. Remember, these are areas that serve you, that serve your family. And it doesn't have to be a space that's really difficult to keep clean because you have so much stuff in it. So really evaluate, is this the best place for me to store these items? If not, can I store them somewhere else? Or maybe I just need to get rid of them altogether. So during this first day, we are going to completely declutter and get rid of the things that are not serving our family as they should. Zone 2 is our baseboards, our blinds, and our woodwork. So we have some woodwork that's around the room in our formal dining room. I'm going to be sure to wipe all of that down. I'm also going to dust and wipe down the baseboards and the crown molding, and I'm going to dust my blinds. I said this last week, and if you would love to dust and then wipe down every blind, absolutely do that. This is a little bit more of a compact resetting your home, a compact deep clean. And so I'm not personally going to take the time to really deep clean those blinds. That takes a lot of time, but I am definitely going to dust those blinds and be sure that my windowsills have been vacuumed and cleaned. Zone 3 or day 3 is going to be our furniture. So for your couches and your chairs, you want to take your vacuum cleaner. Most of them come with that attachment that is great for furniture. And you're going to just be sure to vacuum all of your cushions. Hopefully you have removable cushions and you can take those off and vacuum underneath that. It's amazing. Even though we don't typically eat in our living room, sometimes stuff just appears underneath those cushions. So you want to be sure to take all of those off and to vacuum those spaces. And then of course, any of your furniture that is more of a solid surface, you want to dust that and wipe those down and be sure to make sure those are really nicely cleaned. Zone 4 is going to be our lights, our ceiling fans, our vents, those types of things. Lots of times in our living areas, I know in mine, I have the most lamps of anywhere else in my home. And so be sure to wipe off your light bulbs. You can use a lint roller to clean your lamps, wipe those down really well. You want to vacuum your fans. You want to vacuum your vents. You just want to be sure to dust and clean everything really well. And then day number 5 is our accessories and our decorations. Wipe down your mirrors and your frames and all of your individual little decorations. Now, if you have a lot of items sitting on one of your coffee tables, you may want to rethink that. Do you really have something that's important to you? Maybe you want to showcase that one item rather than having 5 or 6 things. Also, it makes it so much easier to dust during the week and to keep that space looking neat and tidy if we only have a few things on those surfaces. And some of those things, if they look like they're really dusty, you may need to take them to the kitchen and use a little bit of soapy water, but be sure to clean each of those items. So we're going to go through during this day. We're going to really clean all of our decorations. You may need to wash some of your window covers or some of your pillowcases and go through and really rethink all of your decorations and be sure to clean all of those during this day. That wraps up zone 3, which is our living areas. And so now we have all of those really, really neat and tidy. Our entire house is almost completely reset. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified next week when zone 4 goes live.